This will be I Ching Reading Books 6 and would be saved in the I Ching Studies folder. Now we're continuing a little bit with this translation by this Oriental man, Henry Wei, W-E-I. And as I mentioned before, he will also have other authors who he thinks are appropriate to quote from. And also, what he does very carefully is to recognize which lines are in the appropriate place and which lines are the ruling lines of a hexagram. And that's important when you do hexagram readings for people. Now, I won't go into detail about that, but I will say that among those authors who do that, he is one of the best because when you explain a line's meaning, it has to do with where it stands within the 6-line structure of the hexagram of the I Ching. And that kind of careful reading of what the lines mean is very important because when you do this reading for a person, it actually can show where they are in their life structure, whether it's important or not, or whatever question they have to ask. So that is why this happens to be a very good. Now, we're going to continue after this one with another one that is called the Occult I Ching, the Secret Language of Serpents, which you can see right here, those who can see it. And this is by a Maya de Aust book. Her name is spelled Maja D, comma Aoust. It's not a comma, it's above the D. Now, this is the woman who wrote this book. Now, this is different in many ways, but it's also very helpful in many ways. Somewhat like the previous one, but different than any I've spoken of so far. And I will tell you why. In general, first of all, the person who did this has some special abilities that she adds to it. Plus, she has been a constant consultant for people by using I Ching lines. She does these readings constantly and has done them for many, many years. And she includes many of those examples of actually doing it for people in this book. Therefore, when I read that, when I'm doing something for someone, it will help me give a good idea of what questions to ask the person when they want a hexagram done and how I might answer it. Another thing which she has a talent for is making her own drawings in here to illustrate what a hexagram looks like, for example. Now, and I will not be able to show this unless you have someone that can read it with images. But I will show you one here, for example. Those who can see it will see this. That is a drawing that she did of what this hexagram looks like. We'll continue this in a moment.